Most home backup generators lie to you. They put a huge wattage number on the box and hope you never find out it can't actually carry your house through a real blackout. These 5 can. I'm going to show you the exact 5 backup generators I trust through a power outage emergency, from a 13,000-watt Workhorse to a 47-pound Honda that just refuses to quit. And this matters more every year. The average longest power outage just hit 12.8 hours, up from 8.13 years ago, and over 18 hours in the South, according to J.D. Power. When the power goes out now, it stays out longer. NERC, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, has flagged 3 regions at elevated risk of shortfalls this summer. So the backup generator you grab either carries your family through the outage or leaves you in the dark, wishing you'd done the homework. Here's what's coming. One machine on this list runs so quiet, it registers below the volume of a normal conversation and still powers an entire house. And the one at number 1 weighs less than a checked suitcase and has been a go-to for the people who deal with outages for a living. You do not want to miss those. Here are 5 generators you can still trust when the grid goes down, ranked from rock solid to absolutely bulletproof. Number 5. DuroMax XP13000EH, the raw power workhorse that refuses to quit. Start with the machine that's earned the most trust under real fire. One verified owner ran this DuroMax for 5 straight days during Hurricane Matthew, powering a small house at full load the whole time. His words, "He put it through hell for 5 days, and it held up." That's the track record. Behind it, 13,000 starting watts, 10,500 running watts. This isn't a phone charger, that's whole house territory. The well pump, the fridge, the chest freezer, even central air in a properly planned setup. One flag up front. It's EPA certified, but this XP13000EH configuration isn't currently CARB certified, so California buyers need an approved alternative. Why this one over the dozen other big frame generators? Dual fuel. And this is the part the spec sheet never sells you on. When a hurricane hits and every gas station for 40 miles is dry or 3 hours deep in line, the guy with a couple of propane tanks in the garage is the guy whose lights stay on. Propane doesn't degrade in storage the way gasoline does. You can keep it for years. The 8.3-gallon tank runs roughly 8 hours at half load on gas, 6 hours on propane, and it's an all-metal frame with no plastic, backed by over 3,700 ratings averaging 4.4 stars. Compare it to Generac's GP series. The GP8000E is gasoline only, and if you want propane, you're paying up for a separate dual fuel model. The DuroMax gives you both fuels standard. Now the honest catch. This is a conventional open-frame generator, not an inverter, so the power isn't as clean. For laptops or medical gear, run them off one of the inverter units later on this list. But for sheer capacity at around $1,300, little else at this price touches the raw output. To use it, get a transfer switch installed before storm season, keep 2 propane tanks rotated, and test run it 15 minutes a month so it fires on the first pull. For pure capacity, this is the one. But raw watts and clean power aren't the same thing, and the next machine proves it. Number 4. Champion 4500 Dual Fuel, the quiet dual fuel inverter built to run all night. The number that puts this champion on the list isn't the wattage, it's the runtime. Up to 21 hours on a single 20-pound propane tank at 25% load. That's not a typo. 21 hours from one tank. The rest is solid mid-range power, a 212 cubic centimeter engine making 4,500 starting and 3,500 running watts on gas, up to 14 hours on a 2.3-gallon tank. But the runtime is what earns its spot. Sit with that. At that load, the propane runtime outlasts the 12.8-hour average outage we just talked about. This generator runs through the entire event and into the next morning on one propane hookup without anyone touching it. Owner forums say the same thing. It starts, runs quiet, and sips propane. And because it's dual fuel, when the gas runs low, you swap to propane and keep going. So your real runtime comes down to how much fuel you've stored. It puts out clean power under 3% total harmonic distortion, safe for laptops, phones, and medical equipment, and runs at 61 decibels, about as loud as talking across a room. You get Champion's CO Shield Auto Shutoff, a 3-year warranty, and free lifetime technical support. It is EPA certified. In California, confirm the current CARB listing before buying. The one honest knock: some owners find it takes a few extra pulls to start on propane in the cold. Prime it and it catches, but it's worth knowing before you're standing over it in a storm. Keep a 20-pound tank dedicated to it and run your essentials. At 3,500 watts, you've got headroom for a standard household's critical circuits, and a quick load calculation, adding up each appliance's running watts, confirms it covers most families' needs. Most people walk past Champion because it doesn't carry Japanese brand prestige, and that sub-$1,000 price makes them assume it can't compete. It competes. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that the generators worth trusting in a real blackout aren't the ones with the biggest ad budgets, but the ones with the longest track records under actual stress, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this reach people who are serious about keeping their families safe when the power goes out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you belong here. Number 3. Yamaha EF2400iSHC, the high current specialist that starts what others can't. This is where the list separates casual buyers from people who've been through a brutal summer outage. Yamaha built the EF2400iSHC around a 171cc 4-stroke motor, 2,400 surge watts, 2,000 running. Modest on paper, but it does something almost nothing else in its weight class can, per Yamaha's spec. The high current model starts most 13,500 BTU RV air conditioners in temperatures up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's why that matters. Most 2,000-watt generators choke on an AC compressor's startup surge and trip or stall. Yamaha's high current system was built to handle that spike, so this 75-pound inverter can keep you cool in triple-digit heat when the grid is down. Runtime is where it quietly wins. 8.5 hours on 1.6 gallons at quarter load, with smart throttle matching engine speed to the load to cut fuel and noise at once. And its inverter delivers stable power safe for sensitive electronics. One thing to know, the EF2400iSHC is a proven but older model, so you'll often find it through remaining dealer stock or the used market. If you buy used, confirm parts, warranty, and California eligibility first. Treat it as your dedicated climate-controlled generator. Run a bedroom, AC, or an RV unit off this while a bigger generator handles the kitchen and well pump. Or run it standalone for a single-room cooling setup through a 3-day heat event. Most people skip it because Yamaha makes them think motorcycles, not generators. That's exactly why the people who actually know have relied on these for years. And that quiet confidence brings us to something bigger. Number 2. Honda EU7000iS, the premium home backup inverter that whispers while it works. This is the machine the intro promised, the one that powers an entire house while running quieter than the conversation you're having next to it. The Honda EU7000iS puts out 7,000 surge watts and 5,500 continuous, yet runs at 52 to 58 decibels. Let that sink in. It can carry a home's critical systems, central air included, and the neighbor across the street might not know it's running. Honda debuted it with a first for the company: electronic fuel injection on a portable generator. Built around the GX390 engine, that EFI system kills the choke entirely. You press the button, it starts. No priming, no prayer. The 5.1-gallon tank delivers up to 16 hours at quarter load, an overnight blackout, and then some on one fill. The inverter puts out clean, commercial-grade power, cleaner than a lot of generators that cost twice as much. CO Minder shuts it down automatically if carbon monoxide gets dangerous. And Honda's app lets you start, stop, and monitor it over Bluetooth from inside the house. It's EPA certified and CARB compliant. And at this output, it's the closest a portable gets to a Generac or Kohler standby without the install cost. One real caveat: at 263 pounds dry, you're not tossing this in a truck bed solo. The wheels and folding handles help, but you'll want a second set of hands before storm season. Wired to your panel through a transfer switch, it runs your essentials as if nothing happened. What scares people off is the price. $4,900 to $5,000 stops them cold. But the families who bought one before the last hurricane didn't blink when the power stayed on for 5 days straight. And if that impresses you, wait until you see what earned the top spot. Number 1. Honda EU2200i. The 47-pound legend that has earned its reputation one outage at a time. 47 pounds. Pick it up with one hand, set it outside, pull the cord, and you've got 2,200 surge watts and 1,800 running watts of clean, continuous power from one of the quietest portable generators ever made. The EU2200i runs between 48 and 57 decibels, quieter than the refrigerator it's keeping cold. Honda's GXR 120 commercial engine is built for long, hard service. This model replaced the legendary EU2000i with 10% more power in nearly the same package. Runtime goes from 3.2 hours at full load to 8.1 hours at quarter load. And if you need more, connect a second unit with a parallel cable, and you're running up to 4,400 watts from 2 generators that together weigh under 100 pounds. Think about that. 2 generators, one in each hand, enough to cover a fridge, a chest freezer, lights, fans, chargers, and a small window air conditioner. It has a carbon monoxide minder shutoff. And California buyers should check the specific model listing, since not every variant is sold in the state. To use it when the storm hits, set it outside at least 20 feet from any door, window, or vent, exhaust pointed away, and run your essentials through a heavy-duty outdoor cord. Never run it in a garage or shed, even with the door open. Keep it fueled and dry. Rotate fuel every few months. And before storm season, add up your critical loads, because it handles more than most people expect. People dismiss this the moment they see 1,800 running watts and assume it's too small. Those people have never actually run their critical loads through one. It's been protecting families through hurricanes, ice storms, and heat waves for the better part of a decade, and it earned that reputation one outage at a time. If this changed how you think about blackout prep, hit like and subscribe. Then drop a comment which surprised you most. Team EU7000iS, Team Champion 4500, or Team EU2200i, because the best backup power isn't the one in the showroom window. It's the one already running while everyone else sits in the dark.